Table saw, aluminum. Table saw, aluminum. What could go wrong? Hey guys, welcome back to the shop today. Today we're going to be working on some more CNC stuff. If you see in the background here and there, it'll be very dirty in here and messy. I'm in the middle of cleaning up the shop. As you can see, it is getting there. A lot of shunt kicking around. Got some new cabinets up. I got those from a buddy. Put the stereo and stuff in there. Looking nice and pretty. Yeah, so we are doing some cleanup. So I'm doing my best to get that all going. Today we're going to see if we can mark out our end plates for our gantry. And I am hoping that I can use a table saw to cut 1/2-inch aluminum. I have brought this up with a few people and they said that it can work just fine. It terrifies me a little bit, but I also don't have any other better way to cut it right now. So what you do is you go to your dad's place, you steal his table saw because obviously you don't own one. You don't tell him what you're using it for. You make sure to grab his best blade, put it in there, and you bring it home and cut 1/2-inch aluminum. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up our 1/2-inch plate with our marks. I'm going to do some measuring on our CNC and see what I'm going to come up with and how I can use that very expensive piece of 1/2-inch aluminum plate to its fullest. So yeah, stick with me here. And if I lose a finger or something like that, you probably won't see this video. So let's get to it and see how far we can get before we hurt ourselves. Okay, so I got that plate marked up. It is an 18-inch by 8-inch plate. I will have 2 of those. Those will be my side plates. That's what I'll start with. I think I'm a little high, but we'll see once we start mocking things up if we can cut that down or not. That leaves me with a 6x8 piece on the ends that I can use for motor mounts and stuff like that, and I will show you that later. Right now, I'm basically just procrastinating because, yeah, we're not sure how this is all gonna go. So, safety glasses on, people. What's that? Is this dangerous? Yeah. Don't try this at home. works. It is slow. You gotta go slow. Flip the breaker. Didn't like that. Gets a little shavery. Double up on the eye protection, guys. Wow. Yeah, it gets real. Anywho, looks like a half decent cut. I mean, it looks like a table saw did it. That's probably the best as I'm going to be able to do. So, but it works actually fairly well. So I'm impressed. Dangerous? Yes. Safe? No. But it's doable. Take your time, be careful, watch your fingers. Sorry for the noise, I got the heater in the back. It's pretty cold out today. So I'm gonna mark out some more stuff. We're gonna cut some more. We'll see how far we get. So here, guys, so these are our plates. We got 3 of them. 8 inches. This line is 18 inches, and then I got 6 inches left just for whatever. I have some plans for that. One thing, if you don't know already about me, is that I don't always think everything through. The cutting and everything was all planned, but what I need to come up with is an idea of how to tension my bearings. I'm using V bearings on angle iron. I'll put a link to the description in my last video on the CNC, kind of explaining what my plan is there. But I'm using V bearings on angle iron. I'm gonna have 4 per end plate for the gantry. And the top two I want to leave rigid. The bottom 2, I would like to find a way to tension those bearings up so I can keep tension on them. I can also disassemble it and take the end plates off. I'll have to be able to take the end plates off for my design. I'll explain that later as we go. It'll make sense once you see it. So I'm trying to come up with a way that I can tension those bottom bearings without overcomplicating it. I tend to overthink things and design something that I don't even have the tools or ability to make. So I want to make it simple, something doable. My idea here, and I'll show you on we'll do a CAD drawing here with you. So this is our end plate. We will have 2 V-bearing holes. Those will be the top V-bearings. And then our bottom ones, I'm thinking I'm just gonna do a slotted hole, like so. But then how do I keep tension on there? Just the bolt friction I don't think is enough. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to drill a hole this way through the 1/2-inch plate on the end. That would be, if this is an example, on this side. And then I will thread those holes. I'll put a bolt up inside there. And once the bolt is through these slots to hold the V-bearings, these bolts will then thread up through the bottom and bring the bearing up. It'll keep tension on the bolt, and it'll keep it all taut while I tighten those bolts up. I hope that kind of makes sense. That's my idea. It's as simple as I could really think it through without doing like a whole fixture or something on the inside of it to push the bearings up. But I could drill all the holes bang on and have that thing ride just perfect, but I know for a fact I won't make that happen. Not with a drill press with a chuck that's all cattywampus, and my measuring tools are not up to snuff. The best thing I have is a digital caliper from Harbor Freight. So let's be real. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. I think I can make that work. That way I can always keep tension on the bottom bearings. If it gets loose, I can snug them up. It'll act kind of like a locking nut, more or less, to keep those bottom bearings together. And most of the weight of the gantry will be on the top bearings. That's why I wanted those rigid. The only time there's gonna be pressure up is when the router is diving in. And for the most part, your plunge is gonna be for a split second, and then your cutting surface is off to the side. So it really won't ever have too much pressure going down wanting to pull those bearings up. And if it does, it would have to pull the threads out of those bolts, those tensioner bolts that I'll have in there. So that's the plan. We'll see if it works. I hope it does. I don't want to screw up all these pieces of aluminum I just cut. But that's where we're headed. And let's see if we can make something work. Okay, so now we got those cut up. So right now I am marking up the where I'm going to be drilling the holes for the bearings on our plates. So I am using redneck Dykem, which is big old fat Sharpie. So I can see my scribe lines. I just use the caliper to scribe my lines. I'm going to have a 1-inch slot from here to here. And then my other one is going to be up there. These are the ones that are going to be rigid up top. And those ones will sit on the top angle here, and the bottom ones will clamp up against the bottom. So let's see if we'll drill some holes, and we'll see if that'll get her done. I'll do one first, and I'll test it out and see if it's even going to work before I have to change game plans here if all of a sudden I have to. So stick with me. I'll drill some holes, and we'll set it up on the machine and see what I can make happen. Okay, guys, so I got all my holes drilled and the slots milled in. By milled, I mean I drilled 2 3/8 holes, and then I used the die grinder to oblong those holes out to get me my slot. I have one on the CNC right now, and it looks like it's going to work very well. So we'll just take a quick peek at it here. So this is what we got. Those are our 2 top bearings riding on our angle iron, and these are our bottom bearings riding on their angle iron. So what I did was, like I said before, I oblong these holes, and I drill and tap the hole up this way to push pressure on these bolts. So that way I can snug them up before I tighten these down for good. Those bolts will get pulled out of there. Those are just the scrap bolts I had kicking around. I'll buy something nice. But it looks like it'll work really well. It rolls really nice, and there's no side play, so should be pretty good. I'm actually excited to see how accurate this thing is. But I'll leave that where it is. Subscribe, leave me a comment. Love to talk to you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.